This is a graph that I always like to highlight. So as you're growing and scaling on Amazon or even just in e-commerce, the question is you've got more people and more costs adding up daily, right? You never have an employee that comes to you and says, well, $10, I want to get paid $8 or $7. So what happens is that there's an inverse cost structure, okay? So as you're building and as you're scaling, you need to get more warehouse space. You need more employees. Those employees are trained and they're more valuable. What does that mean? You have to pay them more money. The inverse of that is at a 3PL. So if you look at the orange line is indicating that as you start to get more scale, your costs actually decrease over time, right? So your pick and pack costs go down with more volume that you do. You no longer have to pay payroll insurance. You're paying a pick and pack fee. So there's a really interesting cost structure that we've achieved at Crucial Vacuum, which is the filter business that I run. And this is exactly what has happened. On top of that, there's all these intangibles. So I hired these people in my warehouse, right, that had no business, and I had no business actually managing them in an operation setting, right? I come from Wall Street doing equity research on internet stocks. So we outsourced it, right? That's what a 3PL is. It's an outsourced warehouse environment, for those that are wondering. And what you see here is you've got a massive reduction in returns. So this is an intangible, right? So these guys were picking and packing the wrong things all day long. Some of them were high, some of them were drunk. No, I'm serious, you're laughing, but that's what would happen on a daily basis. But our support emails also went down. So this graph, you can see it tails off right there. Our support emails dramatically decreased, which means that I was able to actually repurpose my employees doing a lot higher value activities. So this is what life was like before for me. It was a freaking jungle. And this was my warehouse in Harlem. You can see it was dark, shady. I was also pre-diabetic. I can go on and on in terms of stories of like the impact on my life, right? But getting rid of it, it opened up my life in so many ways. So I run many different businesses now. I'm no longer working on the operations of the business. The operations is now in the hands of 2 employees on a 7-figure business. I think the move really made me just think about where I want to spend my time, right? I don't want to be doing tasks that are below a certain dollar value. We saved actually 22% in overhead costs by moving to a 3PL. But it was more than just that, right? I got to spend time with my wife. I got to lose weight and do CrossFit. I also was able to reduce my shipping costs because I got a collective rate from my 3PL. So it's a competitive advantage. This is like another good gold nugget. You get to get the shipping rates of your 3PL if you negotiate it correctly. So it's almost like a collective rate of everybody that's in the 3PL. So it's a little nugget for me because none of my other competitors, I'm sure there's some of you guys in the audience, can compete on the rates that I have. That's actually my office now, right? Pretty sexy, swanky, and clean. It's not dark, it's friendly. It also allows me to hire the right people. So it allows me to hire people at a different level that I could never hire working in a warehouse environment.